This video is completely unsponsored, and in this one I will try not to follow any script completely. So let's get started. So the first thing, and I think the most important one I have learned in 2025 is communication really helps. It's just so simple in a way that if you are having an issue with someone with whom you have to interact on daily basis, now it can be related to work, it can be your classmate, or maybe some other personal issues. You can just sit with that person and ask them what's the issue, how you both can fix it without attacking them personally, like, oh, you did this and you did that 2 months back, you are such an idiot. Without doing that, I would say, like, try to sit and communicate with them with an intention of solving a problem, not escalating a problem. Now, I know it's easier said than done, but this year I have understood the fact that communication is the most difficult thing to do. Like, it's very difficult to talk about something which you are not comfortable talking about. And yes, communication makes you cry too in the beginning, but I would say it's worth it. But you know what? Things are very simple. Like, you don't have to complicate them by holding anger or resentment for people with whom you have to deal daily. But at the same time, am I doing that? I don't think so. Like, I'm not communicating and trying to have a good communication with everyone around me. And I will be honest here, no, I'm not doing that, whatever I'm saying here. But right now, I'm at the first phase, which is just listening. I will feel like the first step is you just listen to whatever the person is saying to you. And right now, I didn't move to the next step yet, which is openly discussing or, in simple words, communicating with them, whatever the issue is. But I hope I reach that point soon. We wish we reach that point in 2026. But this thing made me realize that dealing with people is not something very difficult to be stressed about. I feel like being a girl, I used to stress about it so much. Oh, how I'm gonna communicate with them, what if something goes wrong, and what if I myself get angry at whatever they say. And I used to stress about it so much, but this year I have understood that it's nothing complicated, it's very simple. Sometimes we as a human, we overcomplicate many things in our mind. If you think that some people are not happy with you, you can just listen to them. Or if you are not happy with someone and you want to have a good bonding with them, but you cannot do that just because, like, they are not willing to start a communication, a healthy communication, even in that case, I feel like the first step is listening. And trust me, only listening will make a huge difference. Even if you are not confident enough, like, how you are gonna say anything which will make them angry or even which will make you angry, just listening will bring a kind of mental peace for you as well. And maybe we all can reach the next step, which is communicating with people around us, communicating with your employees, communicating with your colleagues, communicating with your siblings. Yeah, it's very hard to communicate with siblings. I think it's impossible, maybe. But yeah, that was the lesson one. So for like past few years, I have been consuming the content like people don't deserve you and your time is important and you don't have to be good with everyone. Treat people the way they deserve and they don't deserve your good treatment, and walk away from them if they don't like you or something like that. And I don't know who made these rules, but I think they are very selfish and very silly. I think this whole mentality of everyone on social media, and even if you meet someone personally, it's just teaching you to avoid difficult scenarios and to avoid difficult people whom you don't want to deal with. It's just teaching you avoidance approach to deal with things. Yes, you can avoid some scenarios to feel safe, but now I think that you cannot avoid every scenario, you cannot avoid everything in your life. You have to deal with them. You cannot always running away from people whom you don't like and whom you have maybe some fights in the past. You cannot run away from them. One day or another, for your mental peace, you have to sit with them, you have to talk with them, you have to kind of deal with them. And for that, I would suggest that again, communication really helps. But let's come to lesson 2, and it's a bit similar to the lesson 1, but I think let's discuss that as well. So, this one statement which I keep reminding myself by the end of 2025, which is you can have a good time with people even if you hate them. Okay, so you might have different opinion than me, but hear me out. People change as time passes. Yes, their thoughts change. Yes, their opinions change. There is nothing permanent in this world. Like everything is temporary. Whatever you are feeling right now, it's gonna change in next 5 minutes. And whatever you are thinking right now, it's also gonna change in next 5 minutes. And that's the case with almost everyone around you. And that's how our thoughts and our emotions are temporary. They are not fixed and they change. And so we can hypothesize that your thoughts and emotion will change because they are temporary. For now, just keep in mind that everything is temporary in this world. Nothing is fixed. Everything's gonna change sometime. So I have tried to read so many books in 2024 and in 2025 about NLP and dark psychology and how to manipulate people and how to make them do whatever I want them to do. And to be very honest, I haven't completed even a single book. Anyways, I read only these books just a bit in case you are curious. But I wasn't practically able to follow any technique in any books. These books are still in my wish list, and right now I'm recording this. I still want to read them a lot, but I know I won't complete them. But the thing I have learned in 2025 is that I don't want people to necessarily do whatever I want them to do because they are completely different human beings with a complete different mindset or complete different thought process and a complete different DNA. Yes, I was a student of biology, so they have a complete different DNA than you. Even after that, I can have a good time and a good relation with them. Yes, I wanted to be manipulative person, but it's very complicated to learn what eyebrow they raise and what legs they put forward. I don't know. So let's just accept the fact that every person you talk to is a different human being, and it's just a reminder for you that every person is a different human with a complete different DNA. So he or she cannot behave like you. He or she cannot do whatever you do. Sometimes we friends are sitting and we tell them to do, okay, you do this, you do that, and why you are not doing this? I said this is right, and they are not accepting. They are saying that, oh, but I think this is right, and we can have a even small disagreements, and it's very common. Even at that time you can accept that, oh, they have a complete different DNA, and that's how they have a complete different thoughts, and that's how I cannot like force them to do whatever I want them to do. So just accept them, guys. Just accept them. And you know what? When you will accept this, you will have a like really small number of disagreements with people. I mean, you will disagree with them on something, but at the same time, you will respect their opinions as well without feeling defensive, like, oh, but why my opinions is not good enough. And I think we as a person, we don't really accept the variety of people around us. And I know there are different courses like emotional intelligence and stuff like that, like how to deal with people. And that's the next step for everything. There is nothing wrong with learning emotional intelligence and how to deal with people, but I think they are the next step. First step is accepting the different mindsets of people around you and accepting the fact that people don't have to be like you in order to spend time with you. Yes, you can have a good time with them even if they are not agreeing to whatever you are saying. That's very heavy statement, by the way. Okay, so let's end lesson 2 and let's continue to the lesson 3. Okay, so as you have read the title of the lesson 3, it's Fix Your Consumer Mindset. Now, you might be thinking how to fix our consumer mindset, and you might say that we don't really have a consumer mindset, but hear me out. So, this year I was, you can say, convinced enough to stay away from social media. Now, by social media, I only mean Instagram because I don't use TikTok and I use Facebook sometimes, but it's just for work purpose, not for entertainment. This year I stayed away for social media for like 5 months. By 5 months I mean like 5 months completely disconnecting with Insta. Insta is the main platform which I have been using for like 6 years. I thought it's a normal social media detox because there are a lot of videos on YouTube about social media detox and how should we do that and for how many days we should do that and what will happen to our brain and rewiring of the brain and stuff like that. And I do really appreciate that content, but there is one thing which I think no YouTuber told me. Staying away from social media fixed my consumer mindset. Now, hear me out. When I was using Insta, I always had an urge to buy something. It can be any dress, any makeup product, any like skincare product. And I had an urge to buy them. Like, I used to think, like, oh, I will buy this, I will buy that, and then I will buy this. And this used to get so much annoying sometimes. And when I stepped away from social media, I realized that I was not longing to buy things all the time because I was not just looking at them. I hope I does make sense. But to be very honest, it saved my money a lot. Like, I invested in better places. Now I don't know what better places I invested in because I only invest in my coffee jar. One thing I saw is that social media is to sell you things. You see every influencer, every blogger, they all are showing some product and they all are trying to sell you something. Like they are just intending to buy this, buy that, buy that, buy that. I saw this ship. And if I talk about like 6 years back, I think there were not many influencers and skincare bloggers. There were only few which I used to come across, but now there are a lot of bloggers. They are always selling something, and I know selling is something is not bad, but I feel like there's too much buy this, buy that, buy that, buy that stuff on social media or specifically Insta these days. Anyways, coming back to my point, staying away from social media, it just reduced my urge and my need to buy more and more stuff, and it made me comfortable and more satisfied with whatever I already have in my house or in my wardrobe. It can be new dress. Like, I was just going through the gallery in my phone. I had in my mind 1 year back that I will buy this dress, I will buy that dress, and I don't know why I just took the screenshots of every dress I saw. I saw these same dresses 1 year later and I no longer want to buy them just because I didn't saw any blogger or influencer wearing it, and hence I no longer want to buy it. It's just so simple. If you go in a market, then obviously people will try to sell you something. Wherever you look, there will be products which have some benefits written over it, and then you will choose what thing to buy. You cannot be in a market 24 by 7 of the day. Even if you have to go the market physically, you decide at what time you will go and how much time will you spend there. It can be like 2 hours, 3 hours. You don't plan to be there 6 hours or 7 hours a day until and unless you are preparing for any wedding. So my point is that the whole Insta thing is a market nowadays, and if you spend most of your time in a market, then obviously you will want to buy things. I hope I make my point. So, the one advice I will give you for your 2026 is that try to stay away from the market. Like, try to stay away from Insta. Just try staying away from it like for 3 to 4 months completely. Completely disconnect from there. Just don't go to the market for 3 to 4 months, and you will feel the changes happening to your mind, and you will be satisfied with whatever you have with you, and you don't have a need to buy this, buy that, right? I don't know what's the issue with me. Like, I talk a lot when I'm not recording, and I'm able to communicate my point more in more detail whenever I'm not recording. But the moment I start my recording, I'm just stuck and I just be like, okay, so let's continue with the lesson 4. Okay, so this one is very generic, and I would say the basic suggestion which I know everyone online gives, but I would paraphrase it like sit with people. So, if you are working like 6 to 8 hours a day and you cannot spend time with people or you don't want to, then I would suggest try to take at least 1 hour or 30 minutes to just sit with people. This year, I have learned that just sitting with people, even if you don't like them, it will give you so much ability to deal with them in a longer run. If you are an introvert person, you don't really like interacting with them, even then you can just go and sit with them. And if you think that the discussion or the topic does not seem very interesting to you, I would suggest even at that time, just go and sit with people. Sometimes people are discussing something which you don't really agree with, because you know that if you show your disagreement openly, you are gonna get in trouble. And that time, I would suggest sit with people. I know I'm saying like again and again, sit with them, but hear me out. We are so habitual of working and planning. I had to do this, I had to do this. If I talk about myself, I am doing weekly planning and monthly planning, which I've never follow. I cannot follow any planner or something like that. I don't know why, but maybe it's ADHD. To be very honest, we think that spending time with people is just boring. It's just something not very productive. Even if you think like this, I would suggest sit with them. Talking about myself, I started this habit since like this year in July or June, maybe. It was very difficult to just sit, and you know what? Whenever I don't like the point being addressed, I just have kind of weird face expressions, which I cannot even control. I don't know. My face expressions are very apparent. They are very weird. They are very weird, and I'm not able to, stop them. That weird facial expressions started to slow down a bit. Even I make them now, but they are very controlled. That's the point. Just sitting quietly with people I don't like sitting with gave me a kind of patience, and it gave me a kind of good listening skills, maybe. I'm not really a good listener, I agree, but it gave me a sense that sometimes you don't have to open your mouth to say something. You can just close your mouth, you can and listen to them. Like, I have realized that you don't really have to speak every time. Sometimes you can only listen without speaking, right? So you don't have to really speak every time. Sometimes you can just sit and just listen. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing something very complicated in it. So what I did, I used to just sit with the relatives whoever come to our house, and I just used to listen to stories. I hear war stories of my grandfather. One of my grandfather was telling me the story about him going no his father going to a war and what happened during the war. So the point is like connecting with people even on surface level. I know the emotional understanding and emotional connection is very important, but at the same time we can agree that we cannot have a deeper level of emotional connection with everyone around us. So for that, sometimes we have to build our habit to even have a surface level connection with people, and this habit will slowly make you more patient, and it will make you a good listener, and I would say it will improve your communication in some way.